Bitner Vineyards got started, well, for a couple of reasons. But I grew up in a little town of Midvale and went to the College of Idaho. Knew nothing about wine grapes, but found this property, 1979. San Chapelle, their first winemaker, was Bill Broach, building a house below us. He walked up the hill one day, and I was wondering what I was going to do with these steep hillsides. It's pretty hard to mow. And he said, "Ron, you have a world-class site for Chardonnay." I looked at Bill and said, "Well, that sounds cool, Bill, but what's Chardonnay?" I only make 1,500 cases of wine a year, but that allows us to have a small wine club, people that appreciate our wines. We get to know the people, and we're in a happy spot right now. We started with whites originally. They were Riesling and Chardonnay. And those were planted back in 1981 on our 14 acres. I grow Cabernet, Merlot, Petit Verdot. We started entering our wines into Sunset Magazine competition. But this past competition, we got notice that our Cabernet Reserve from this vineyard, the Syrah from this vineyard, and a blend of the Syrah and Cabernet and Petit Verdot from this vineyard, these 25 rows here, all received gold medals. And now I'm off on a project to understand biodiversity of the soils in the Treasure Valley and the impact on our native pollinators. 4 years ago, I was invited onto the board of the Pollinator Partnership out of San Francisco. They're the largest 501c3 in the world on educational materials for pollinators. I went on board 4 years ago because we were starting a program called Bee-Friendly Farming Certification to educate farmers and get them to learn how to take better care of their bees. But in the 4 years I've been on there with the Bee-Friendly Farming Certification, we've gone from 800 acres to over 200,000 acres in 3 years. Most of it's on almonds in California right now. We are getting into the vineyards. We're doing work here in Idaho on vineyards to get them certified. And right now I've never had more fun of playing with bees and educating people. I'm glad I've had the background I've had. Life's good, you know, I wouldn't change a thing. But now it's time for me to tell my story to people about what we have here. I'm just looking at a bee that just landed here. And it's smaller, now that's what, my wife and daughter like that. Amy says, "Talk about wine." I said, "Well, people always ask me about bees," and I go off on that. This little bee is smaller than ants out here, and we don't even see those things, but they're efficient pollinators and they nest in the dirt here.